How are you?
Sure.
I like your view.
Sorry?
I like your view. I like your view.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. These are a few studies. I've got some books as well here. I've got. Did you ever use this guy in school?
Oh yeah, sure. But this hat was white actually in our schools.
Oh yeah, it's a bastard, eh? I've got
Yeah.
this guy. This is a rare one. This was hard to get into New Zealand, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You've got this book?
Wow. No, actually, but I have to say, I read it. I read it, yeah,
Yeah. I
at the
can't read it because
academy.
it's in
Yeah.
Russian, but one day I'll get a translation.
I can translate if you wish.
Oh yeah, that'll be useful. Cool. So I'm just gonna keep this pretty chill, laid back. I wrote out the questions here, but it's not like a script. And I figured it'd be about 35, 40 minutes long, something like that. And I'm
Yeah,
recording audio on
great.
here, video. I'm also got backup
Yeah,
recording on
good.
my phone.
I'm also recording.
Awesome, great. So we'll get something out of it.
Nice.
We're artists. We're not like podcast jockeys. So, you know, it doesn't come out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. So
sure.
I would sort of like to start off just talking a bit about you, and then in the second portion we'll talk more about the school. And I just want to
Mm-hmm.
ask you a bit about your early life. So you grew up in St Petersburg, or
No, I grew up in Cheboksary. It's a Chuvasha republic. It's a small republic with its own language and I don't know, something like this. And it's in a middle part of Russia. It's located. This part, Chuvasha, located. Is located. Sorry, I'm nervous a little.
and you like what early on? What were you always drawing as a kid? You were always an artist. Was there any moment that really inspired you in particular, or did you just as long as you can remember?
No, I've loved drawing since I was a child, and I also enjoyed making things with my hands, especially working with clay. It's always, I don't know, made me feel calm and absorbed in what I was doing. And I started art school when I was about 13, maybe. It was quite late. My mother noticed that I was always doing some stuff with my hands, like drawing, painting, and so she decided to send me there to art school. And after this, my first art teacher, she saw that I learned quickly, and she told my mom that it would be good to try enter to the art college. And at that age, I didn't actually know what I want to do, so to do in the future. And but I think art was one thing I truly enjoyed and felt sure about. Yeah, that's all.
Cool. Were there artists you were inspired by early on? Did you ever were there any particular painters you were inspired by?
Um, Actually, no. And even there were no professional artists in my family. And but my mother, she had beautiful handwriting, as I remember, and a very distinctive signature, you know. And I always admired that. So perhaps she influenced my visual sensitive in a small way. So I would say that my mother first noticed my interest in art, and my first teacher in art school, she helped me understand that art and become create something more serious. So she helped me to enter the art college.
Cool.
Yeah.
Were you aware of Ilya Repin before you went there? Did you know who he was or anything like that? Or?
Um, sure, sure. I was aware who is Ilya Repin, yeah, but I don't know. I think my interest in academy happened quite spontaneously because at art college I had a very close group of friends, and we studied together. We went painting outdoors and spent a lot of time together. So we had our, not group mates, I don't know, a guy who was 4 years older than we, and he entered the Repin Academy and always told us that this is the best place in the world, this is the best school ever. And every year he came, he came to the art college, to the Cheboksary, where the place where I was studying. So he came back and told us about his studies and what life was like at the academy. And I think he really inspired us to join the academy.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you've been to the museum,
And
I'm sure.
What you mean at the academy?
Yeah, I saw a video online of someone walking through the St Petersburg museum, and they're showing a lot of the Repin paintings, and I remember seeing how huge they were. I never realized how big they were until I saw that
yeah,
video. And imagine seeing that, when when you went off to
absolutely.
university, to see that must have been, pretty incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I remember first time when I seriously thought about I'd say studying at the academy. I think it was when we first time had a visit at the academy, to the academy. But yeah, it was when I was at art college, and we came to St Petersburg and visited a student exhibition there. So every 6 months, students show their work, and the whole academy is open to visitors. And I was very impressed by the building, the atmosphere, and all the paintings on the walls. It's I don't know. I was overwhelmed by this, and the whole place felt, I don't know, a little like a Hogwarts, maybe to me. Yeah,
What was the word?
Like Hogwarts.
Hogwarts. Yeah,
Hogwarts.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It looks like this.
Yeah, like when I see the pictures and stuff online, like I always refer to it as like the League of Shadows because it's so like mysterious. Like
Yeah,
to us, like that's kind of why I wanted to do this
absolutely.
because we don't know, we're so distant from it. That was sort of why I wanted to do this because I was so curious. But the building from the outside's incredible. It's like this giant, you know. Yeah, it
Absolutely.
is like
Yeah, the
Hogwarts.
selling.
Yeah,
Yeah, the selling is. So I think that was the moment when I was, I seriously imagined myself studying there. Yeah.
cool. Cool,
So,
cool. We'll move on to talking a bit about the school now, if you like. I'd just like to ask you, how is it? It's funded largely by the Russian government. Is that
Uh,
something you can talk about? Or,
yeah.
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, the Repin Academy is a state institution. So there are government-funded places. So students who pass the entrance competition could study for free. And as I know, there are always some paid places. Yeah, but when I was studying, almost all students, Russian students, they all
Studying there for free. So I also did not pay any
Wow.
fees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Because to do an
in
education like that in the States, oh my God, it's like it would cost you hundreds of thousands. So yeah, it's incredible that.
Yeah. In my case, so education at the academy was founded completely by the government, but we had and have a lot of foreign students, also from China, from some of them from as I know, it's a small amount, like from Portuguese, France, from Europe, from England, yeah, but not a lot of them, but mostly from China. It's very popular.
And I notice, I look at a lot of the Chinese artists online, they have a similar style of draftsmanship. It's that very grainy, their figures have this real grainy look to them. They look like they're made of stone. It's really interesting. And that's because of the type of charcoal you use there. Yeah. And I've tried to do, so I did this. Oh, crap. This is a study I did. Oh, shit. From a Russian drawing I found. I was plugging my laptop.
Yeah.
And
We created
but I
this,
couldn't, I was using wolf's carbon charcoal, so it's not the same kind of charcoal you'd have over there, and didn't quite get that look. But like what I'm talking about, if I grab,
Mhm.
and you might not be able to see it great on the video. I've got another camera recording video that'll look better on, but there's a drawing in here by, I believe it is, this kind of thing. Hang on, let's get it. That's Ivan Loganov, yeah? You can see that?
Oh yeah,
And it has that
Ivan,
look of like being made of stone, It's got this real.
yeah.
That's the charcoal you
So,
use?
it's as I know, it's called Russian salt.
Russian salt?
I don't know. Sauce. I will send you.
Oh, sauce. Yes.
Sauce, yeah, sorry. So yeah, it could be different colors, like very light to quite dark to like black sauce. Yeah, and we very often use them when we work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you use any
So
white?
it's a special technique.
Yeah. Do you use any white Prismacolor as well, or is it just the black charcoal on like white paper?
Just black charcoal, yeah. And also, always we draw on toned paper.
Toned paper.
Toned paper, yeah, always at the academy. It's a, I don't know, strict principle to use toned paper.
Yeah. Do you use graphite or just charcoal?
Hmm?
Do you use graphite
Sorry?
or just charcoal?
What is, sorry?
Like, do you ever use graphite?
Could you repeat, please?
Graphite pencils or just
I don't know.
Pencil? You mean just regular? Pencil?
Yeah, not charcoal, but graphite.
Not charcoal. Yeah, we could use different variety of materials. So at first, of course, you start with more, how to say, more simple, like not with sauce because it's messy. It's very how to say, patchy. And at first, you can start with simple pencil and then use a specific material like sauce or charcoal, something like this. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
interesting.
And the
And
school.
you know that you can. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You finish.
Yeah,
I wanted to say that you can, let's say, you can mix it with water. Sometimes we mix it with water, yeah, and cover the whole paper, and then just clean it a little bit with I don't know how this stuff is called. Sorry, a small clean special
white
like
stick,
cotton buds,
or let's say, yeah.
Yeah, and you pick it out. I can imagine that. So, and it ends up being sort of almost like a monochrome painting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite painterly.
That's it.
I just want to talk a bit about the school. So it's 250 years old, over 250 years old. I don't know the exact date it was founded. Given that, it's an art school, right? So artists and art historically has always challenged authority, right? So but the Russian government's and made massive investment into keeping the school going. I find that interesting because it's I wonder what the school's relationship is like with the I don't know if that's something you can talk about, but the government seems to be very invested in art and culture. I know Russia is a
Yeah.
real hub of culture. You have the ballet and symphony orchestra and stuff like that. But it's interesting because art is quite a scary thing for very for governments, right, and leaders, because it's their artists are hard to control. They think outside the box quite a lot. It's quite interesting though that it seems to have a very good relationship with the Russian government. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew. I lost a little bit connection. Sorry, I don't know. It's my connection, right?
Yeah, you're good now though. You're all good now. Yep. It was just a little hiccup.
But I don't hear you. I hear you, but it's how to say the sound is broken. Now it's okay.
The sound is broken. It's okay.
Broke? Okay. If you like, we could
Hi, Andrew.
stop recording and restart the call.
Sorry.
We'll see if it figures itself out. Hey.
Hi again.
Hey, coming through, all good
Do
now.
you hear me? It's okay?
Yeah, all good. I can edit that out. It's no worries.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but did you hear the question, or do you want me to repeat? We were talking about, the school. It overall has a good relationship with sort of the Russian government, and it's yeah, it's like, because I know that some of the Repin works that he did were there have been attempts to like destroy them, right? Some of the paintings have burn marks and stuff on them. Do you know much about that, or?
Yeah, I know the general history, but at the academy we didn't have a separate course about the history of academy itself, and the academy. So it was founded in the 18th century and has always been closely connected to the state, and it was created as one of the main centers of professional art education in Russia, and it was, let's say, the only place. It was the only place for more than 100 years. The main art place in Russia. So, and the academy, of course, has changed a lot over time. But I noticed that classical teaching tradition is still very strong, and of course, drawing from life, anatomy, and composition, and studio training are still at the center of our education. So, yeah, it's interesting how it has changed, and it's still changing, and yeah, now sometimes when I look at students' work, I think that it's quite traditional art, but from sometimes in one year you can notice that now, how to say, at the academy you can see more contemporary art. For example, at graphic, how to say, faculty, how to say, graphic. No. You can see more contemporary art at the academy. For example, at graphic department. Yeah, I would say. Yeah. So, but painting is still more classical in our time.
Yeah. What was the culture? What was the culture of the school like? Do you have any horror stories? Do you have any rivalries? We're getting into the kind of the juicy stuff now, the gossip.
Yes, sure. Sure, I have a lot of stories. No, in general, the atmosphere was quite strict there, and traditional, as I said, and sometimes conservative, but it was also very inspiring time. So I don't know if you know that fact that the painting department has several specializations, such as easel painting, monumental painting, church historical painting, and also theater design. And each of these department has its own how to say teachers and methods. So in the first 2 years we studied anatomy, drawing, painting, composition, and we focused on a lot of human head, and then it gradually moved on to the full figure. And from the third year, the work became more complex, and we painted single figures, then compositions with 2 or sometimes even 3 models, and what else? And our composition task also become more advanced. And after the first 2 years, students joined a studio and worked with one professor for 4 years. So it's a huge time. Of course, it wasn't easy, because when you started the third year, our professors expected from us to be much more independent and work almost like professionals. So it seems that the first 2 years we just studied, and then we were professionalists. And it was difficult sometimes, but we learned a lot from our teachers.
And
A
last
lot
time we spoke, you told me
our
about.
teachers and
Cool. No, I think there might have been a little bit of a delay with the audio, but last time we spoke, you told me
sorry.
about the degree, and it's 6 years long,
Uh-huh.
and you're painting what, like 6 days a week, 7 days a week. You go in at like
Yeah.
8 a.m. Sorry?
Sorry, Andrew, could you repeat, please?
Yeah, no
Please.
worries. So the degree is 6 years long, and you're painting like 6 days
Yeah.
a week, 7 days a week sometimes.
No, not 7. We should rest, of course. We painted we painted 6 days, 6 days a week. So each day includes 3 hours of painting and 4 hours of drawing. So we started at 11 and end, I don't know, at 7 maybe p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. And you,
It was quite tough.
yeah, it sounds tough. And were there professors that were scary? Was it like whiplash? Did you have a lot of professors like throwing chairs at people and screaming at people? Because you mentioned there are washouts, right? People drop out. There are people that cry. There's some tears involved.
Yeah, sure.
Screaming,
It all
yeah.
was, yeah. So it could be, yeah. And sometimes professors got angry and could take your brushes or your, not pencil, I don't know why, but our professors at painting department more impulsive than at drawing department. So drawing was quite, how to say, relaxed time. You should think a lot before you start doing something. Of course, you start with a sketch, and then gradually it moved to the big composition. So the workload was very heavy. We usually had about 2 weeks to complete each study, and while also doing sketches and copies and work for other subjects. And that's all. It was. Now I'm trying to remember. Interesting. Yeah, sure, it was difficult, but I'm glad that I had a very friendly group at the academy. So we supported each other very much. Yeah, and we could talk. We could talk privately, like, "Ah, I hate him. He wanted me to do it. He wanted me to do it another way, something like this." So it was fun. It was fun.
So that was it was
So-
tough, but you had a good friend group, but there wasn't like that really vicious competition. Because you hear about that at some schools. There's like you want to like kill the guy next to you, or you want to like it's really kind of gnarly. There's always friendly competition among artists, but there wasn't really vicious rivalries. That's interesting.
There was some competition, of course, and I think teachers encouraged it because it helped us grow. It truly helped us. For example, during reviews, they often asked us to look at others' paintings, at each other's work, notice mistake, and learn from them, from others' work. And there was competition, but in my experience, it was mostly healthy.
Yeah. I'm a great believer in competition. Yeah. I think it's
Yeah, we wanted to improve, but sorry.
No, you finish. You go. Yeah.
So we wanted to improve, of course, but we also supported each other. I like this very much. Yeah.
Man, our students, I don't think they'd last in that. Because I think that sounds hard. It sounds good. I think there needs to be a balance, between academic training and creative expression. But I think our art schools, they're a little too soft. They're too out in the realms of, they're not disciplined enough. But like, so that program sounds good. I think we need.
Yeah, and what about you? How things are going there in New Zealand?
Oh, for me, so I had a totally
competition.
Yeah, so we don't have the kind of cultural richness and depth that these countries like Italy and Russia and France have. What we do have, when I was like 8 or 9 years old, I did a trip up to Wellington and I did a tour of the Weta Workshop. Do you know Weta Workshop? So in New Zealand, we have a pretty thriving sort of film and special effects industry. We did the Lord of the Rings movies down here. That's like our claim to fame. And I did it, and I was growing up, I was a huge fan of, science fiction and fantasy, and I toured Weta Workshop when I was sort of 8, 9 years old, and I saw the work of an artist named Greg Broadmoor, who was an illustrator, and I saw his work at a young age. I was like, that's amazing. And so when I came up and moved to Wellington, which is sort of our kind of creative hub, I studied animation and visual effects at university, and I did fine art on weekends with a teacher named Matt Katz. He had an atelier called the Katz Atelier, and he'd studied over at the Watts Atelier in California in the States. I don't know if you're familiar with Watts.
No idea.
He's a kind of, again, a commercial illustrator. So very different in New Zealand. For me, I was inspired by commercial illustrators, people like Drew Struzan, Ralph McQuarrie, Alan Lee, and John Howe, who had worked on the Lord of the Rings movies. I was really inspired by, high fantasy work. I was less classical fine art, just because I wasn't exposed to it. We don't have as much of that in New Zealand. I'll just do this thing. But I was a huge film fan and stuff like that. So that's sort of what I was inspired to. The last thing I want to talk about was it. How was it? Was it male dominated? Was it a macho kind of? Was it very like? Was it a macho atmosphere, or did you find it was quite gender diverse? Going through it as how'd you find that? Were most of the teachers men? Were there teachers there that were women? Yeah. Because I've seen pictures of Vladimir Mogilev. He's like a bear. Pretty big, scary guy, right? Like,
but I don't know about academy. There were definitely more men among the teachers, and especially among professors and heads of studies. And among students, the situation was different because there were many women, and today I think women may be even the majority of the academy. So my own experience as a woman was quite positive. I don't know. I never felt out of place or something like this, and our group worked well together. And for example, before major students' reviews, we often helped each other with practical things. Of course, for girls, it was more difficult to, I don't know, to take a heavy painting to, how to say, put it on the wall to, how to say, do some technical stuff. So, but we helped each other with these practical things, and like moving, hanging, large paintings, and overall I saw us like all young artists, not as men or women, and that's all. That was very good environment.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it would be different in art school. I just asked because my education, it was quite, it was art, but it was tech. It was really a lot of like tech nerds. Like it was animation, visual effects. We were working with simulation tech and stuff. And you know, tech, it's like a boys' club. There's a lot of, it's very, and like I definitely saw in my education, I saw women get like, you know, really badly kind of belittled and stuff like that. So I just thought it was interesting. That sounds cool. It's different to how I thought, because I always saw it as like Full Metal Jacket, like some super hard ass like boot camp for artists. But it's very, when I look at the videos and stuff online, they're working hard, but they're artists, right? They're like people that are, you know, very creative and soft spoken, and it's
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
healthy atmosphere. Yeah. Yeah, and also,
Yeah.
last thing too, I wanted to ask about with your subject matter. We don't have a lot of time left. We've got, I think, like 6 minutes or something. You do a lot of figurative work. Were there any stories in particular growing up that inspired you in particular? Like for me, it was, you know, J.R.R. Tolkien. That was a huge, you know. For you, were there any particular historical stories or anything like that you were inspired by, or was it just?
Oh, I was quite, I don't know, not usual kid, but I was, I don't know, I was not stupid. Well, sorry, I didn't know. I know nothing about art when I was a child, and I started, as I said, I started my art career quite late because my mom sent me to the art school quite late because 13 year it's almost graduation time. I spent only 2 years at art school and then started art college, and I was inspired by people. I don't know. My teachers, my group mates, who of course we discuss a lot about some artists, Ilya Repin, Vasnetsov. We knew these names from our books because we have huge variety of literature books, and I mean a lot of novel or books, yeah, and so we were aware of these guys like Ilya Repin, Vasnetsov, and so on, since we were very, very small. So I don't know how, but maybe it is subconsciously motivated me, maybe in some way, to create things, and yeah, I don't know, nothing special, I could say.
Yeah. And when you say 13, year 13, you mean year 13 of high school, right? So, was that your
Yeah,
age?
high school.
So you would have been sort of 17, 18 at that age?
Sorry, what?
So year 13 of
Seven.
17, 18?
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was thinking like 13, that doesn't
yeah.
sound late. That sounds very like...
So 13, I think it was my 8th year at the school. And after 9 years at the school, we started an not art, just college or something like this, or we could, how to say, continue study and study 2 more years and then graduate after high. So it's not high school, right? Maybe it's a middle school. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But you were 13
Yeah,
years old
so
when you started art classes.
No, just art school. Art school, yeah. And when I was 15, I think I started art college. Yeah, I entered it. Yeah. So, what about you? Since what age?
do you create art
I did art in high school, but I just
all life?
doodled. I did my first life drawing class when I was 16. That was drawing live models. And I did it like
Wow,
once a week.
16.
16. I did it once a week, but I was I was a shit student. Like I didn't get a proper work ethic until I was like
Mm-hmm.
21. That was when I really got serious and really started working hard at it. Before that, I was just like messing around with it. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't until I'd actually like worked a real job that I knew I was like, I did like, I got a job like in like construction and I worked in kitchens and stuff when I was like 18, 19. And I was like, oh, this is why people study hard for exams. Like I never realized, because I never like, I had no
Yeah.
context. And so then when I went to university when I was 21, it's a good thing I waited. When I went to university, I worked my ass off because I had that experience of like, oh, you need to work
Mm-hmm.
hard to get out of these, to get out of that situation kind of thing. But in high school, I had no ambition to do anything else other than like
Yeah.
drawing is all I could do. I wasn't great. I was okay at like writing and talking, but I wasn't good at maths. My dad's really good at math. He's like an engineer, scientist type,
Wow.
flies
Can
planes.
imagine.
So it's a
Yeah.
totally different kind of thinking. But I couldn't do maths really, and I wasn't great at
So do I.
yeah. So yeah, right. So that you knew early on art was what you were gonna do. That was what you were good at. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're artistic
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
Well,
that's nice.
we'll wrap this up pretty soon. It was lovely speaking to you, and it's great.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah. And
It
if
was
you're
great.
planning on coming to New Zealand in the next couple of years, eh?
Oh, yeah, I would love to visit it because my husband, he's a pilot, and it's his dream to visit someday New Zealand and surroundings, Australia maybe, because it's far away from us.
Yeah, very far away. Well, if you
And
come
what
to New
about you?
Zealand,
Do you plan?
huh?
Uh-huh. Sorry. No.
If you come to New Zealand, would love to meet up and do a workshop or something like that. We can host a workshop.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
up in Wellington.
We'll be in
Great.
touch.
Yeah, we'll be in touch, certainly. Yeah. We'll wrap it up there.
Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much for talking to me.